I want to play that track, 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 play that track. I want to play that track, 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 play that track. I want to play that track, play that track, play that track, play that track, play that track,
Barbecue sauce.
I want to play that track, 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 play that track. I want to play that track, play that track, play that track, play that track, play that track,
Barbecue sauce.
barbecue sauce.
All right, howdy do everyone. This is Ashkahn,
Hey, Graham is my name.
and we're coming in swinging today. So let's do it. Let's get this question going. Here we go. We're on. It's on fire. It's hot in here. You hot? It's hot in here. I'm sweating. You gonna ask the question?
I was just waiting. You didn't give me enough. I mean, you didn't quiet down for any length of time.
I came in a little hot. I was coming in a little hot. I was coming in swinging there.
Would it be a good idea to put showers in a separate room from your flotation room?
That's our question?
This would make the turnover time quicker. I'm worried about guests that take long showers. Also, this way I would be able to make sure they definitely got showers before entering the float tank / pod.
I mean, no. Just the answer is no.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want like a desalting, like minimal shower inside your float room, and then also a place where they'd take the longer shower outside the float room. I mean, well, let's talk about saving time during transitions.
Okay, I mean, like everything they're saying is a positive thing, but it's just none of it comes anywhere close to the downsides you get from having your shower, like basically having salt everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, that's what's going to take the longest time to clean up. So, and we've said it many times. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes we made as a small business, and it wasn't even in separate rooms. We just put the showers a little too far away from the entrance to our tank, so people had to take like two steps after they'd get out of the tank into the shower. And that made our lives miserable. I can't imagine if they were actually like saltily leaving the room and tracking salt everywhere in order to get into a shower.
This is literally our single biggest piece of float advice is put your showers as close to your float tanks as possible.
And I have nightmares about it being in a separate room, you know?
Just I can say like
salty customers chasing me down dark hallways.
Trails of salt leading around. Yeah, I mean, yes, like it takes more time because people are showering in the rooms. That of course is like a big downside, and it hurts your turnovers. And there are ways to cut down on that by having vanity rooms for people to put themselves back together and stuff like that. But even forget the theory here for a second. Like every single float center I've went to that had their showers outside the room very blatantly told me it was a huge mistake.
Yeah, they regret it. Yeah. They have even worse nightmares than I have, I'm sure.
Like from the people who have done it, no one has been like, this was a great idea.
So, yeah, I mean, having dressing rooms outside of it, having vanity rooms outside, both of those, I think, are better ways to take some of the activities out than the showers specifically. And, I mean, yeah, even things just like trying to... There are other ways, I guess, to cut down on shower time as well. There are showers that you can get with LED shower heads that change color. They turn red after you've been in the shower for a certain amount of time. You could do little timers. Stuff like that, to me, feels like just a better place to start investing some of your brain power into for this rather than eliminating the shower from the room. Yeah,
I mean, in some ways, it's probably cheaper, too, because you already have to do so much waterproofing and putting drains into your float rooms to begin with that, you know, you're making this kind of shower-like environment whether you have a shower in there or not. Or if you're not, you're making another big mistake. So
I didn't even need another reason to agree with us more, but you just gave it to me.
Okay. The other thing they said. Here's the other thing they said is that they wanted to make sure people are showering.
Yeah, before they get in.
So,
because I assume they realize that when people are all salty and leaving, they really usually want to shower.
Yeah, that's what we're saying here. They're going to be so salty afterwards.
Yeah. But going into a tank, they're not salty.
Yeah, you know, I mean, people are showering. At the end of the day, like, I'd take it from us and every other float center out there, like, it's extremely unlikely that someone doesn't shower before they go in. You can hear the showers. Some centers have systems set up to, like, you know, have some sort of sensor or something where people are showering or whatever, light detectors, or there's all sorts of different things I've seen out there.
Lie detectors?
Yeah. Polygraph just connected.
Wait, what?
Right?
Oh, light.
You said motion detectors.
Really thought you said lie detectors there. Did you shower before getting in the tank?
They don't make those noises, but for the purpose of this audio gag, we're going to pretend they do. But yeah, people, I mean, the float tank is just a unique enough context for most people that if you say take a shower before you go in, people can be like, that's what you do when you float. You take a shower before you go in.
And if you have the shower right by the entrance to the float tank, I mean, you just made it super easy
it's easy.
to do.
Their clothes are already off. In fact, it's almost like more annoying to have to shower, put on a robe, be wet and like dripping and grabbing your stuff or whatever. I've done this. I've been to a float center before where I had to do that. And like, it wasn't as nice of an experience for me as a floater to like feel like I had to kind of amble my way around all wet and felt like I was dripping salt on my way back and stuff like that.
So go if you don't have like a fancy shower sensor kind of setup, go be a creep and listen at the doors of your customers' rooms after you check them in for the shower going on, and you'll probably find that it's 100% roughly people shower before going in.
And if it's not, I mean, if it's 99.9999% or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's like five logs worth are showering.
Our systems should be set up to deal with stuff like that. You know, that's where all of your sanitation operations come in. So yeah, you just don't put showers outside your float room for our sake. Like, I'm gonna have nightmares thinking about what your life is gonna be like.
Cool. Anything else? I think that's all I have.
Yeah,
it's a pretty clear message on this one.
Yeah, usually we provide a little bit more nuance and gray area.
Two sides of a story,
pros and cons, but no.
Yeah,
this is
definitely shower not only in the room but as close to the opening to the float tank.
Yeah,
right up. You don't have any space.
The shower. You step in and out of the float tank into the shower.
It's like a shower lock,
that's
like
a
salt lock. You know, like that's where if you were a space station, people would come to desalt or resalt, I guess, or whatever they do. Anyway,
we're not astronauts, all right?
We're float tank podcasters. There's a difference. Go to floatanksolutions.com.
Yep, /podcast, type in questions.
Yep. You know the drill.
Yeah. Hopefully, at this point.
And if you don't, then ask us what it is. You can go to floatanksolutions.com/podcast.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon, everyone.
Right.